Yes. Next, we start with time and frequency multiplex. Now, time and frequency multiplex basically is an idea where you try to combine frequency division and time division multiplexing. That is, a certain channel, say Ki, can use the frequency band for a certain amount of time. Now, अभी टाइम डिवीजन में क्या होता था कि एक चैनल पे सारे ही फ्रीक्वेंसीज अवेलेबल होते थे एट द टाइम फॉर अ गिवन पर्टिकुलर टाइम लाइक सो केवन 1 hour it will be this frequency, next 1 hour this, next 1 hour this, and so on. So केवन को ये सारे frequencies अलॉट होते थे, खत्म होने के बाद K2 would start, K3 would start, which means at any given point of time there is only one channel which can be using all these frequencies. एंड फ्रीक्वेंसी में क्या होता था, एक डेडिकेटेड फ्रीक्वेंसी एक एक को ही दिया जाता था. सो इट सेज दैट इफ यू कंबाइन टाइम एंड फ्रीक्वेंसी, व्हिच मींस कि अगर एक फ्रीक्वेंसी का पार्ट एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम के लिए आप एक को दो, दूसरा पार्ट आप दूसरे को दो, तीसरा पार्ट आप तीसरे को दो, so in that case it will be more easy and there will be lesser problems or complex communications. The guard spaces are needed both in time and frequency dimensions. यानी frequency के हिसाब से भी उनको अलग रखना पड़ेगा और time के हिसाब से भी उनको अलग रखना पड़ेगा. This scheme is more robust against frequency selective interference, that is interference in a certain small frequency band. More robust मतलब इसमें overlapping होने का chances बहुत कम है. As you can see, this is the time domain जहाँ पे time भी divide किया गया है. Like for example, K1 is given this frequency for say 1 hour, K3 is given the second frequency for 1 hour, and so on. So if you see over here, for a given timing manner, the frequencies are divided into smaller units. So maintaining that is also very easy and there is no interference. A channel will use this band only for a short period of time. So if you can see this frequency, you have a small boxes here because they are using this channel only for a shorter period. Additionally, these schemes provide some protection against tapping, as in this case of sequence of frequencies, a sender user has to be known to listen to a channel. यानी फोन टैपिंग जब हमने सुना है कोई बाहर का तीसरा इंसान अगर सुनता है, टैपिंग करने का चांस करता है, तो इसके अगेंस्ट भी ये प्रोटेक्शन देता है. A disadvantage of scheme is that is again the necessary coordination between different senders. Again, because it is frequency and time mixed है, तो senders के बीच में coordination होना बहुत जरूरी है. Otherwise, overlapping problem can take place. Advantages क्या है? Better protection against tapping, protection against frequency selective interference, higher data rates compared to code multiplexing. यानी यहाँ पे data rates, transfer rates जो है, responsive time जो है, वो higher है compared to code division multiplexing. But precise coordination is required. So that is the only, not say disadvantages, but the part that has to be taken care of. जैसे हमने time division में रखा था कि जो भी हम time decide कर रहे हैं, make sure that it is not leading to overlapping of any frequencies or any channels between any sender and receiver. Next, we study with code division multiplexing. In code division multiplexing, all channels Ki use the same frequency at the same time for transmission. मतलब सारे channels एक ही frequencies use करते हैं, जो भी frequency available है. Let's say suppose ये इतने सारे frequencies available है एक साथ, तो एक channel ये सारा frequencies एक साथ use करेगा, but those frequencies will be having different code. मतलब each channel will be having its own code. That code will act as a guard spaces, क्योंकि भले frequencies हमने same दिया है, हमने हर एक channel को code अलग अलग दिया है. So using that code, that channel can use a frequency and send its message. Similarly, if like say K1 is using a code and then K2 is using the same frequency, but the code between K1 and K2 is different. For example, K1 को हमने code दिया 001, K2 को हमने code दिया 004, but they are on the same frequency channel. So उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा क्योंकि ये कोड यूज करेंगे तो उससे पता चलेगा कि फिलहाल K1 is sending the message and next जो आ रहा है that code यूज करके पता चलेगा that K2 is sending the message. So appropriate receivers will receive their messages. The main advantage of CDM for wireless transmission is that it gives good protection against interference and tapping. मतलब इसका बेनिफिट क्या है कि ये कंपेयर टू टाइम एंड फ्रीक्वेंसी ये इंटरफेरेंस एंड टैपिंग, फोन टैपिंग के अगेंस्ट या मैसेज टैपिंग के अगेंस्ट ज्यादा प्रोटेक्शन देता है. Different codes have to be assigned, but code space is huge compared to frequency space. Now इसमें एक tedious काम ये है that every channel has to be assigned a unique code. Obviously, it is a painful task, but as you can see जितना frequencies available है उससे ज़्यादा codes available है अपने पास. So again, assigning a unique code to every channel every time will not be a problem. Assigning individual code to each sender does not usually cause problems. As I said, कि क्योंकि अपने पास इतने सारे codes available है in huge demand, so we can assign a unique code to each and every user, each and every channel as and when needed, and it will not be a problem. The main disadvantage of this scheme is the relative high complexity of the receiver. A receiver has to know the code and must separate the channel with user data from the background noise composed of other signals and environmental noise. मतलब इसमें डिसएडवांटेज क्या है कि रिसीवर को पता होना चाहिए कि कौन से सेंडर का ट्राइंग टू सेंड द मैसेजेस और हर एक सेंडर का कोड क्या है. Then based on that code, it must be able to separate the messages that are coming on that frequencies. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि वो messages के साथ साथ background noise आया हो, कुछ environmental disturbances आया हो, so that can be an issue. Additionally, a receiver must be precisely synchronized with the transmitter to apply the decoding correctly. यानी receiver के पास एक transmitter होना चाहिए कि जो code sender send कर रहा है वो properly decode कर सकते हैं at the receiving end, and the receiver can have the messages that is targeted to it. So this is the diagram for code division multiplexing. So as you can see, there is a frequency bands which are available. So we suppose K6 को हमने allot किया, so K6 will be using all these frequencies. Then K5 can be using the same frequencies, but the codes will be different. So advantage, disadvantage is same what we have discussed. So this was all about multiplexing. The multiplexing में जो हमने four factors देखे थे, four dimensions देखे थे, that is space division, time division, code division, and frequency division multiplexing. So कैसे होता है, क्या होता है, please go through it once more, and if any doubts, let me know. This is the example. As I said, the same frequency is being used, but the code will be different. First, the code is given for the first sender and receiver is dog. Second one is given as cat. So based on this code, the receiver understands whether it is the desired message it has been waiting for, or it has to wait for some else message. So this was all about multiplexing. Please let me know in case of confusions. Next lecture will be starting with spread spectrums.